Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yes, I am wearing my Venture Brothers shirt, I should say. I have plenty of them. Uh, yeah. So before I get started here, let me take care of some business. Then we'll get to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at a video that's going to pop up here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match them as best as possible. One of the videos, my vast video library, and puts it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button. And when you're down there, hit the like button and the share button, possibly, if you can. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that I have up there. I post it every week and change it out every week, I should say. Plus, I also have the links to all my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. No tiers set up in the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subs. That way I can give you guys stuff or whatever money you guys throw my way, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm doing there. Also, I have the links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. Stanley asks, how's the air quality over there? Same as it has been. So I am in the so far south of the state that all the other stuff, there is a fire near me, but it's winds blowing in the other direction. So all of you on the west, the east side of the country are getting all our smoke. There you go. So we'll start off with really, really good news. And I like waking up to this kind of stuff. Doom Patrol has been renewed for season 3 at HBO Max. It's about fucking time. I mean, come on. We've been waiting for this news for the longest time. And the folks over at AT&T, Warner Media, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, we had DC fandom going off. They could have announced this at any fucking time, but they chose until now. I guess round 2 of DC fandom is going on today. Is what's going to happen. I gave up after that first day. It was pretty horrible. So yeah. Yeah, I was not worried about Doom Patrol because when they moved it over to HBO Max and said it was, HBO Max entirely, I was like, all right, they're throwing money at this thing. And then also, people have been watching it on HBO Max and it's been getting some good word of mouth. And people are like, finally, I can finally watch it. It's like, what? You couldn't pay the $8 a month, which is half the cost of the $15.99 a month that you're paying over at HBO Max. And you can also watch it in 4K over at DC Universe. Yeah, don't get me started on all of that. Hey, Penn, welcome back. Yeah, I know you're out in the wilds there without any internet. So, yeah, welcome back. You know, what we do need to have word though on is another season 3 of fucking Harley Quinn. So while they're at it, why don't they say what the hell's going on with Harley Quinn? Because that's another former DC Universe show that has moved over to HBO Max. Well, they haven't officially said it's moved over to HBO Max. They just said seasons 1 and 2 are available on HBO Max, but we don't have excuse me, a season 3 announcement on that, which really sucks. Really, really, really sucks. Yeah. Oh, Apple Crow was here? Really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Stanley says, do you think they are dumping Raised by Wolves so quickly because it's a stinker? Uh, I don't know. Stanley, that's an interesting theory. They put the first 3 episodes out, then they dumped 2 episodes on us, which I wasn't expecting. I'm doing the second one, episode 5, I guess you could say, tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's not a great series. It's got some interesting concepts, it's beautifully shot and everything, but it needs to find a narrative. It needs to find how it at this point, it's almost written, like, by a five-year-old who's telling the story, go, "And then, and then, and then, and then," and that's kind of how it's coming about right now. So, hey, Mark, how's it going? I'm not gonna pronounce your last name because, I'll fuck it up most likely. So, Apple Crow, you are here. Ah, all right. So welcome, Mark. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, but welcome. Um, so yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Raised by Wolves, quite honestly. So, but speaking of Warner Brothers, they released the trailer for the Dune remake, the Dennis Villeneuve, I think is how his name's pronounced. And we got a release date on it, which is December 18th of this year. I don't know about you all, but I'm not fucking going to a theater anytime soon. Even if there is a vaccine or anything like that coming up, nah, not doing it. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, the Dune trailer looked really, really good. Um, it's just I'm not a fan of Dennis Villeneuve. Yeah, that dude, what was it? Blade Runner 2049. Is anyone talking about that movie anymore? No, they're not. Why are they not talking about that movie anymore? It was visually arresting and stylish and stuff like that, but it was fucking boring as all hell. And unfortunately, that's kind of his track record. Is really pretty stuff, and he's actually very, competent at that kind of stuff, but the story suffers for it. Yeah. Yeah, Stanley. I'm not gonna, yeah. To each their own. Everyone likes different stuff. Agents of Shield. Applecrow says, due to the music and the way the trailer is cut. Applecrow says, I'm a huge Dune fan. I love the visuals, but I hated that trailer. Yeah. Like I said, it's visually pretty, but we'll see where the story is. I don't know why, but yeah, Blade Runner 2049. I fell asleep in the theater. I mean, I sacked out, and every time I woke up, it was like someone was injecting me again with, I passed back out again. And I've tried. I mean, I've tried watching it later on. Oh man, no, I can't. It's just bad. Um, yeah. Now the less said about it, the better. We will never talk of it again. Um, so the other, well, bad news, and again, this is all Warner Brothers, AT&T related, unfortunately. Venture Brothers has been canceled after 7 seasons and 17 years at Adult Swim. Now you're going to say 7 seasons and 17 years. What the hell? Well, the first episode, I guess you could say, was kind of done in uh, it was kind of a smorgasbord of animation that they were doing on Adult Swim, and it hit really big, and everyone wanted to see more of it, so it got a series. And there's only 2 people that write it, so it's Jackson Public and Doc Hammer, and they go over every when they write the script, they send it off overseas, it gets animated, and they look at every single thing that comes back. So they do all the storyboards first, send them out, they get animated, they come back, they oversee it, and then they send back any kind of stuff that needs to be reworked, and then they cut it and they score it and all this stuff. So it's a two-man operation, really. Um, Stanley says, "Can you even call this a cancellation? It was very sporadic." It wasn't sporadic. Like I said, it was a two-man operation, and they crafted it with love. You could tell they spent a lot of time on this, and every season was awesome. And I'm thinking now because I've seen them quite a few times at Comic Con, and they also worked with Ben Edlund, by the way, on the Tick. So that is the animated Tick that was on Saturday mornings on Fox. So they know him as well, and he's actually written a couple episodes of the Venture Brothers, Ben Edlund, and they had always joked at Comic-Con that, "Hey, we wanna do a live action Venture Brothers and blah, blah, blah," and so I actually tweeted them out, and I was like, because Jackson Public tweeted that, it really was true that it was canceled, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I know you guys have always joked about this, but maybe it's time you guys do a live action series or maybe a live action movie and bring Ben Edlund on board since he has already navigated all this shit for you guys already and maybe see what works out." Of course, I never got anything back. I wasn't expecting to, but it's Dennis's fault. Get him. Apple Crow says, "I have to wonder if they were getting burned out as well since they were announced the cancellation long after they knew." Um, I don't think so. I think what happened, Apple Crow, with that, why they waited so long, is because they were trying every avenue to see if they could move it someplace else, like if they could move it to HBO Max. Again, this has to go with the whole AT&T Time Warner merger. Time Warner or AT&T is cutting as much fat as possible off of the, what was it, $44 billion deal that they paid for this, and they got a lot of dead weight. A lot of dead. Venture Brothers was not dead weight, but at the same time, it wasn't cost effective for them in the long run. So, yeah, I know Venture Brothers is good fat, but the thing is, if you're not getting, if you're having a two-man operation, and it's taking 2, maybe 3 years for a season to come out, the way the execs are looking at it is, we want every year, we want a season every year. Where is that season every year? And it's not reliable that way. So they cut it out. I can understand that. I actually, before the broadcast here, I was taking a look around for some Venture Brother pins. I actually bought some Venture Brother stickers on, the dreaded Amazon. So I was like, you know what? I want to get some Venture Brother pins too. I know I have some probably floating around here someplace, but I wanted to get some of the nice enamel ones. And the Adult Swim store is like completely gone. There's nothing on the Adult Swim store. There's nothing on the Titmouse site. So Titmouse Productions is over here in LA, and they do all the animate. They do a good majority of Adult Swim's animated series. They were actually doing a big push to hire animators fairly recently, like the end of last year, and now I'm wondering. Yeah, I think Titmouse might be gone. Well, I don't think they're gone, but I think they've pared down as much as possible. And I know Jackson and Doc actually both had offices there, and that's where they were working out of. And I'm wondering if they split and just took everything with them, because there's zero Venture Brothers stuff on the Titmouse site. I mean, zero Venture Brothers stuff. Black Dynamite still has stuff up there. It's from the Black Dynamite animated series, but yeah, Venture Brothers has nothing up there at all. Applecrest says, if they do a RL Venture Brothers, then Doc needs to play Doctor Mrs. the Monarch. I don't know about that. I think he should actually play Pete White is who Doc should play, because I'm fairly sure that Pete White is based off of him. He's got the same hair and everything, and I'm fairly sure that both Pete White and Billy Quizboy are Jackson and Doc. I can't do Dr. Girlfriend all that well. Not without having a couple of smokes. Otherwise, it just doesn't work out all that well, honey. Way deeper? I can't go any deeper than that. That's what she said. Apple Crow just set me up on that one. Come on. They could always step over the voice. They really could. But yeah, very disappointing that it is canceled. And yes, this is here. That is my Brock Sampson shirt. I forget where I even got this thing from. I got this thing years ago. I have a couple different Venture Brothers shirts. I have Henchman 24's memorial shirt. I've got that. I've got a Doc, the original Dr. Venture, his head, severed head hanging. That one I can't really wear out there because it's just really gory. Um, of course, I have a couple of Guild shirts as well. I've got Enzo's specialty tailoring shirt, which is great. And when I met Ben Edlin at Comic-Con, when I had him sign one of my Tick comics, he looked up at the shirt and he was like, "That's one of Doc Hammer's creations, isn't it?" And I was like, "See, you're the only one that would have gotten that. Nobody else does." But yeah, he knows these guys. So yeah, sad news. But not sad news. The Walking Dead's gonna finally fucking end after season 11. But they have 2 more spin-offs planned. Um, so Stanley, you watched Walking Dead, don't you? Um, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, they're gonna. What is it? They have. Oh, come on, Stanley. It was done in good. Yeah, the show is a zombie. That fucking thing just shambled on and kept going and going and going and going and going. They are gonna have the Rick Grimes movie that's coming out, and I think that's just gonna be on AMC only. So thankfully they won't put that out in pandemic theaters and whatnot. Um, and if I want to tie up that whole fucking loose end with Rick Grimes, where he went to, and like anyone really cares now at this point, they went way too long without him. Instead of doing the movie, they really should have just waited a year after he had left, then done the movie and released it, and that would have been better. Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna have what they have Fear the Walking Dead going on right now. They're releasing the other one, Another World or something like that, which takes place 10 years after the current one. And then they're gonna have 2 more that pop up after this. So they're gonna have 4 Walking Dead series that are going on, or spin-offs, if you will. If anyone's really interested in that. So yeah. Why? Because that's what makes AMC money, man. There's a huge bunch of fans for Walking Dead still. There really are. Fear the Walking Dead had some interesting cast members, some interesting ideas in the beginning of it. I watched it and then I kind of floated off after Kim Dixon had left. And then I think she's come back now, so I have no idea. Yeah. Cordell Fenival says, who still watches The Walking Dead nowadays? Certainly not me. And hello, everyone. Hi, Cordell. Yeah, I don't know. But there are, I mean, Talking Dead still going strong. Um, I did all that, I did the whole Talking Dead. I got there on the show once. That was kind of cool. Very, very small studio. Very small studio. But hey, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I might go back again, kind of thing, if I could. It's really hard to get tickets though. It's fucking it took me 4 years to get tickets in order to get in there. Yeah. So let's see what else we got going on. Oh, some other good news. The Mandalorian season 2 starts on October 30th. That's right. New season, Mandalorian, October 30th. I'm really fucking looking forward to that one. And yes, I will be covering every single episode that comes out. Yeah. Who knows? I might be doing a 5 a.m. podcast on some of those because they come out on Fridays, I think is what that is. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Because the 31st is a Saturday. I remember that Halloween's on a Saturday in the pandemic, and I was laughing about that. So yes, the 30th is a Friday. They usually drop at like uh I want to say they drop in the morning, like about 5 or 3 a.m. or something like that, my time. So who knows? Stanley Trail says maybe I'll subscribe to D Plus then for the first time. Um, I just bought the 3-year package, is what I had done, Stanley. And what it was I paid for 2 years up front and I got the third year for free, is what it was. And I think it was like only $150, which wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad deal at all. I don't think they have that deal anymore, but still, you know. And there's always interesting stuff to find. If ever I'm bored, I just end up, turning on Disney Plus and seeing what's up there. And, there's always stuff to stream off of there. Oh, the first season was that's right. That's right. I remember over in Europe, they were showing it on something else over there. Wasn't it, the Skyfall Network or something like that? Or maybe I'm mistaken. Or was it Netflix that you guys were watching it on? I can't remember which one it was. Cordell Fenneval says, "So soon, Galaxy Helmet Ranger is back." Yes, he is. Uh, yeah, I went through and I did the whole Airbender series, Stanley. It was okay. It was good. Korra wasn't okay. I mean, it was alright, but Korra was just yeah. But no, I couldn't have watched that whole series weekly. There was no way. Avatar: The Last Airbender, no, just wouldn't have done it to me. And TNG, I just can't take seriously. It's as one of my buddies who was drunk at the time when we were watching the season finale of Star Trek: The Next Generation, when it was on TV, when it was being released, he turned to me and he was fairly drunk at the time and said, "Beware the tachyon field, dude." And I just started laughing because that was pretty much sums up most of TNG. Tachyon fields, space babble, techno babble. Speaking of techno babble, Weiss and Benoff, of course, Game of Thrones showrunners, they're going to be showrunning the new Netflix series based on the books The Three Body Problem. The Three Body Problem takes basically what it is um, alien contact with Earth with Earth civilization and Earth's first contact with aliens. So it goes from the 1960s to the end of time is when these series of books takes place. So yeah, that's what it is. I'll watch it. I'll see what it looks like. I mean, the series is already out, the entire series, so they can't really fuck it up by making up their own really shitty ending like they did for Game of Thrones. Yeah. But there you go. Excuse me. Warrior season 2 premieres on October 2nd on Cinemax. There's no word if this is going to be on HBO Max yet or not. So Warrior, for those of you who don't know, it is what Kung Fu probably would have been. Well, it's taken from Bruce Lee's original notes on what he wanted Kung Fu to be. And his daughter, Shannon Lee, had taken those notes, and Warrior is what came out from this. And the first season is fucking awesome. I mean, just awesome. Excuse me. And they released a trailer along with this notice that they're premiering on October 2nd. And I'm trying to figure out how to get Cinemax now at this point if they're not going to show it on HBO Max, because that's just going to be problematic. And I know Amazon does it, so I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Penn says, "I need to finish Warrior. I liked what I saw." I'm hoping it's going to be an HBO Max. I mean, that's why it has Max in the title. It was supposed to be a combination of HBO and Cinemax, which is why it was supposed to be, why it's charging $16 a month. Um, I really don't know why, yeah. Cordo Fenwell says, "Watch out for Ronya, the first TV series out of Gilby Studio." Okay. That's on HBO Max? 'Cause I know they own the Gilby Studio, whatever. See, Fargo season 4 will be out on the 27th. Oh, okay. Oh, so the Ronya is going to be out on HBO Max at a special price. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not really. These whole things. This is where they're going to kill us. Is nickel and diming us on all this new oh, we've got this special content, but we're not going to put it on our regular pay service that you're already paying for. But if you pay an extra $30, we'll do it. Pay an extra $10. You pay an extra $15. And then, of course, you realize you're paying the same amount for cable that you're paying to begin with. Yeah. Yeah. So, on Twitter, this is interesting. So, I still don't know exactly how they're doing this. It's supposed to be at the end of The Boys, once they finish season 2, there was supposed to be another movie about Billy Butcher's what he was doing from the time Homelander dropped him off in Fort Wayne, Indiana, to when he joined back up with the boys. Well, on Twitter they released a 5-minute short that I actually haven't watched it as of yet, which supposedly is supposed to be the short film of that. But I know they filmed an entire episode of it, and it's supposed to be out. But yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. If that is the entire thing, or if it's a 5-minute long movie, is what they're calling it. It's something weird. So again, I need to do a little more digging and finding out where this is actually going to be. If they are actually going to be doing a full on movie, because that's what they said they were going to do, or if it's just an episode, or if it's just this 5-minute short that they're showing, because they're not being transparent about it. It keeps going back and forth. Yeah, exactly. Just add hot water. It'll expand, but it'll be funny smelling. Richson, of course, from Titans, who plays Hawk, he has been cast as Jack Reacher for a new Amazon series on Jack Reacher. Does this mean that Titans is done? We don't know, because there has been no word of Titans other than we know it was greenlit for a season 3. They haven't gone back yet to film season 3. It's over at HBO Max now, so who knows? We do know that they have the scripts, I guess, for season 3 for Titans, but no word on as to whether or not when they're going to start filming or what's going on. And honestly, I could care less about Jack Reacher, just other than they've poached Alan Richson from that. So, wasn't he just guest starring as Hawk? Possibly. I mean, sure, in the series he is injured for the most part, and he is fighting while injured, kind of thing. So it could be that he actually retires and they bring in a new Hawk, or they kill him off and they bring in a new Hawk, well, kind of like the comics. Because, well, in the comics, which they're not doing in the series of Titans, Hawk and Dove actually get their powers. They're supernatural, so they get them from the order of. So there's chaos and there's order, and order is the one that Hawk and Dove get their powers from. Chaos is where their counterpart villain, got their powers from. Kestrel was the name of the villain that they had, and when one of them would die, like Dove. So originally, Hawk and Dove were both male. Dove, they were both brothers in the comic, and when Dove died, the male, the powers were transferred to a woman, and yeah, they ended up fighting together, against Kestrel and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know how they're going to do this on the show, and it honestly would have been better if they had done the supernatural, because it would have tied in with Raven a bit more. But you got Akiva Goldsman that was writing that shit, and so yeah, you got what you got out of it. Because DC sometimes does not. Well, DC has not really embraced the supernatural stuff they have, even though they have a whole slew of supernatural characters. You know, um, that's the demon, by the way. That's what I was pointing at right there. They don't like to showcase them or put them in live action or anything like that. Constantine is about as weird as you've gotten. Swamp Thing, the show that they were starting to dive into that supernatural area a little bit, and then they stopped. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Kind of disappointed by that one, but oh, this is actually good news too. So I did this little, is it worth my time about Gennady Tartakovsky's Primal? Well, it's been renewed for a second season at Adult Swim, thankfully. Also, 5 new episodes are going to drop, which is the rest of season 1, which we've been waiting for the longest time, considering that it dropped at the beginning of this year. They're going to be coming out on October 4th. So look for that out there. It's good stuff. I've always said this about animation. If you can tell a story without having dialogue, which is what he does, he tells an entire story without any dialogue whatsoever. Yeah, it's on HBO Max right now too. That's right. It's great. It's awesome. It's bloody. It's violent. But it also has a really good story. The animation is beautiful. The storyline is, like I said, it's amazing. He is one of my favorite animators. So Powerpuff Girls, of course, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack, by the way, it's where he honed everything. You see him coming into this, what he does. And yeah, Primal is just an extension of that. Yes, he was also did the Hotel Transylvania movies too, which are funny, you know. But I like that he's gone back to 2D and yeah, Primal is just awesome. If you get a chance to see it on HBO Max, watch it. Yeah. Yeah, didn't he do I want to say he did or he's working on a lost season, if you will, of Samurai Jack. And yeah, that's supposed to be it's either out or it's coming out. I can't remember which one it is. It's been a while since I've looked at that one. But yeah, Samurai Jack is awesome. So good. Yeah. Season 5 is out of Samurai Jack. Okay. Yeah, Primal only had half a season that premiered, Cordell, so it's only 5 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. The other 5 are gonna drop on October 4th. So it literally leaves off on a cliffhanger. So should I watch Freaks before your episode? Are you talking about Freaks, You're One of Us? You can, Stanley, if you want to follow along on that, and you can go into the spoiler version of it. I mean, I'm going to do a non-spoiler version before I do that, and then I go into the spoiler version. So either way, it's German, so you should be good with that. I just watched it dubbed, is what I did. Yeah. Cordell says each episode was great. Yes, it was. Primal is fucking awesome. What else do we have here? So the guy who wrote Project Power, he also wrote the script for the Batman that's coming out. He's actually been writing quite a few scripts in Hollywood right now. He's getting his first directing gig, and he's going to be directing a sci-fi movie starring Chloe Moretz, and it's titled Mother/Android. And it's supposed to be about a pregnant woman and her husband trying to escape a robot uprising, and they're trying to cross a no man's land before she gives birth. Okay. All right. It's sounding a little bit more like Raised by Wolves. I don't know if this is actually correct or not, but we'll see what happens here. And maybe they might scrap plans. And again, this has just been announced, so we don't know for sure. Stanley says normally it's not a good sign if it is German in TV and movies. I mean, goes for empires too. You'll have to wait until Tuesday for that verdict, Stanley. I'm not giving anything away on that one. Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know how this Android Mother or Mother Android or whatever it is going to be, but we'll see. And Amy Pascal has reared her head once again. Of course, she works over at Sony and has buried her fucking head into Marvel like the tick that she is. And so Sony is now working on a live action series for the Marvel character Silk. So Silk is a Spider-Man character. No network has been attached as of yet, but they are developing this as a series. And I know Silk came out, I want to say the beginning of the 2000s. I can't remember offhand. And yeah, I you know, from what I remember, it was for young adults, and it was supposed to lure them into comics and all that stuff. And I never, read it at all, so I don't know what that is. Yeah. I just know what she looks like and that she spews webs from her fingertips, and which seems to be problematic, but I don't know. I just work here. That's all it is. We'll see what happens. Warner Brothers, yet again, have decided to do so. They have the rights to Mark Millar's Nemesis. So, what is Nemesis? Nemesis was this badass comic book about it. Basically said, what if Batman was evil? What if he was a villain and had never, been a hero or anything like that? And essentially, he was fucking everybody over all over the world, um, killing people, taking over governments, whatever you name it. That's what he was doing. And you have a Commissioner Gordon trying to fight this guy and doing pretty poorly at it and getting his ass handed to him. That's what the comic book was, and it was frightening. It was actually really fucking good, but frightening. So Warner Brothers has the rights to that, and now they've changed the plot completely. And the film is supposed to follow an engineer who sees the president commit a deadly crime, and so that engineer needs to team up with a vigilante to take down the president. Mm. I'm sorry, I fell asleep with my eyes open there for a second just reading that. Um, yeah, no thanks. So AT&T, if you want to actually save a lot of money, those people that greenlit that movie, you should axe them. That would save you probably a couple of $1 million right then and there. I know it was probably a team of execs and all the coke that they're doing. That would save you a shit ton of money right there. So yeah, just get rid of them and actually do Mark Millar's book the way it was written. Even Mark Millar, because that's where I got the information from, was from his tweet, was like, "What the fuck is this? This is not my book." You know? Yeah. You found it on Goodreads? All right. Is that a pirate site? I take it is what that is of comics. I do not condone that, but there you go. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. Former esport exec Daniel Cherry has been hired by DC Comics as the new general manager. Well, that's all great, but they just announced also yesterday, as a matter of fact, that essentially they're kicking out, like they're cutting like half their titles, DC, from publication and just going digital with them. Yeah. So basically what you've just done is you told comic book stores, fuck you. Um, yeah, we're gonna kill you completely by just going digital altogether. Yeah, I'm fairly sure. I haven't heard anything yet from comic book stores or what's going on, but there's most likely gonna be an uprising on that one. Yeah. Oh, it's a book forum? Is that what it is? Goodreads? Oh, that's right. Good. Oh, I know what Goodreads is now. I remember now. It, yeah, I remember way back when it first started, and they were trying to get me to join by repeatedly spamming me. I remember now. Yeah. But yeah, and I'm sure this was his first move. Daniel Cherry's first move was to, well, Jim Lee was the one that announced that about going digital with the comics instead of, publishing them. But bad, bad, bad move on their part. So Yeah. We'll see what happens. Most likely there's gonna be Fallout next week. We'll see what happens there. Um, some good news. AMC has canceled Nosferatu after 2 seasons. Why it lasted 2 seasons is beyond me, but, yeah, they've actually canceled that, and now Zachary Quinto can go and find some other creepy work to do. I'm not a big fan of Zachary Quinto. Sorry, just not. Um, but yeah, that series sucked. I tried doing it. I normally have a 4-episode rule that if I don't like an episode 4 episodes in a row, I won't, finish off the review of those things. I think I made it through 2 episodes, and that was it. Yeah. Why is that a series? Nosferatu? Um, that's a good question. Probably because Joe Hill was involved, Stephen King's son. Even though he's got a last name, everyone just calls him Stephen King's son. Yeah. But hey. I mean, he's got some good stuff. Lock and Key is good, but there's other stuff that really, really sucks. So Netflix has a free section to lure in new subscribers now. That's right. They have a free section that has a couple of different things that people can watch to decide whether or not they want to join Netflix or not, or if they're just going to continue using their friend's password or their mom's password or their dad's password or whatever like that. Yeah. You made it through season 1, Pen? Holy shit. I don't know how you did that. I think I made it through 2 I don't know. It's in my archives. If you take a look at my archives here, you'll see how many episodes I lasted on season 1. It wasn't much. Yeah. Oh, you like the book. Got it. Yeah, Lock and Key is awesome. Lock and Key actually really works, and the Netflix series is good too. Yeah, Netflix did stop the trial month. You're right, Stanley. But yeah, they're doing this little free section now where you can watch some of the stuff for free, decide whether or not you actually want to spring for the full Megillah or not, and do it that way. Yeah, too many multiple accounts. Exactly. You held out hope for Nosferatu? It's on AMC. Once it goes to AMC, you know that the quality is going to suck, one, and that anything that was of value from whatever the original content was going to be sucked out of it. So, yeah. And speaking of which, for those of you who are interested in that live action Mulan movie that was coming out on Disney Plus, but didn't want to, shell out that $30 extra, I wasn't going to. December 4th, all Disney Plus subscribers will be able to watch the live action Mulan for free. So all you have to wait is a couple more months, and it's going to be free. Yeah, that's pretty much what my plan was to begin with as well. Yeah, reviews of Mulan. Well, actually, the reviews have been pretty good for Mulan. People are more upset about where it was filmed and who it was filmed for, pretty much the Chinese government, that kind of thing. And yeah. It's back and forth on it, quite honestly. I think it's got a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than The Boys does because all those people that were fucking review bombing The Boys because they were whiny little bitches. Because Amazon, well, actually, it wasn't even Amazon who decided this. The showrunners decided they wanted to release the episodes of The Boys one episode at a time per week, one episode per week, instead of just binge watching it like normal, like they normally do on Amazon. And all these little whiny fanboys just said, I want it all now. I want it all now. I'm gonna review bomb it. I'm gonna give it 1 star because yeah, fuck you. Just wait. It'll come out eventually. All you need to do is wait, what is it, 5 weeks? Yeah, and there you go. It'll all be out. Yeah, exactly. Wine, give me now. Exactly. The actors have no charisma, they said. Well, I'll find out, December 4th or 5th or someplace in December. I'll watch it. But yeah. Mhm. Nosferatu was still way better than The Passage. Don't remind me about that, Pen. That was a horrible, horrible show. Yeah. I had nothing nice to say about The Passage. I mean, literally nothing nice to say about that show. Yeah. And finally, Wonder Woman 1984 has been moved yet again for a release date on Christmas Day. At this point, just release it video on demand. No one wants to go to the theater to watch it. Tenet right now, I think, has made money overseas, but here in the United States is not making any money whatsoever because people are not stupid enough. Well, actually, there are people that are stupid enough to go to the theater, but those are the people that were going to get COVID anyway. And so, our canaries in the coal mine, we just send them out and let them, catch that shit and die. Um, but yeah, it's not making any money over here. So they're trying to do the same thing with Wonder Woman. They really, 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 really want to push it. I understand it's a $300 million movie. They're trying to make more than what is it? I think it made 100. I think Tenet made $150 million overseas right now. Yeah, even drive-in theaters aren't working too well. Exactly. It's well, then again, they're showing old movies in drive-ins, and quite honestly, who in the fuck wants to pay, excuse me, $30 to see Ferris Bueller's Day Off? I shit you not. They're charging $30 per person, not per vehicle, but per person to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That is a drive-in that's being set up over here nearby by me here. Yeah, there's no new movies in the list that they were showing, but it was $30 per person. No, not cool at all. You would pay $50 for Dune on VOD. $30 is a cutoff for me, Stanley, on anything on that. And I wouldn't pay $30 to see Dune. I can wait till that comes out on DVD or video on demand or however it's going to be. Yeah, because I'm sure as hell not seeing it in the theater. Yeah. Now for Black Widow, on the other hand, I would pay $30 for Black Widow to see that because I've been waiting for that shit for the longest time now. But that's about the only thing I'd pay $30 for because it looks like a good movie. You know, yeah. For me, for Tenant, I've heard a lot of bad things about Tenant right now. Um, I would probably pay $5 for Tenant. That's about my going rate on that one. I'm not really, you know, after being burned on Bloodsport or Bloodshot, excuse me, Bloodshot, not Bloodsport. Bloodsport's the Van Damme movie. Bloodshot's the really shitty Vin Diesel movie. And spending $20 on that piece of shit, which I now own, yeah, I very gun shy on that shit. Yeah, you wouldn't spend any money on it for Black Widow, huh, Cordell? I'm looking forward to it, but then again, I'm a Marvel fan too, so and I like the Marvel movies. I have my trust in Kevin Feige on those movies. Yeah. Stanley says Dune is the only one I need to see. All others are optional. I would pay $25 for No Time to Die, the James Bond movie. That's my cutoff on that one. Is $25. It's not the $30, but it is the $25 on that one. Yeah. Uh, and yeah, we got a new trailer for that one too, for No Time to Die, which looks good. Although there's an uproar over, Bond villains again about how, you know, they're making. I don't know what it is. If it's disfigured people or villains, or if it's persons of color or villain. I don't know what the uproar is right now. I kind of tuned it out. I hate to say it because there's so much uproars over everything right now, and yes, there are a lot of things that you need to be, screaming about right now. but a Bond villain is not one of them. Yeah, that's kind of why I tuned that one out. So I was like, whatever. It's Daniel Craig's last outing as Bond. I'll watch it. I like him as Bond. Bond movies are okay, not hype though, is what Stanley says. Yeah, I like the new Bond movies, man. I like Daniel Craig as Bond. Um, Quantum of Solace even is good. It's not great, but it's a continuation, and it's actually a really good continuation of the story of what happened in Casino Royale. They, marry those two together, and it even continues further in the third. Yeah, so I mean, it was really good. Yeah, Casino Royale was awesome. That's oh man. But then again, I like Bond movies, and I'm glad they've gone to the more serious side of Bond movies here. Well, not serious, but following the books instead of being the Roger Moore wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let me use every single gadget in the book to get myself out of this. Go, go, gadget helicopter. Yeah. So what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow is going to be a double header of Raised by Wolves episode 5 and Lovecraft Country. That's right, Lovecraft Country, which is also episode 5. Yeah. Monday I'll be off. Tuesday will be Is It Worth My Time? Or I tackle Freaks, You're One of Us, is what the title is on Netflix. Wednesday I'm off. Thursday is a new episode, or maybe a new couple of episodes, we don't know yet, of Raised by Wolves. Friday is a new episode of The Boys. Saturday is another episode of Saturday Morning Blast Off. It comes all the way back around here. And as Penn has so graciously put in the chat there, take a look at suspendedfanimation.com. That is where the schedule is up. You can also hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at that there. And then also, if you are still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see at the end of this video pop up here. And if you like what you see, because it's going to be made especially for you from all the stuff you've been watching, all the algorithms, if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down there. And while you're down there, if you can, hit that like button, the subscribe, or the like and the share button that's down there. Oh, man. Philip Ademic says Casino Royale was awesome. Peter Sellers is the GOAT. Penn says my internet was out. I haven't seen The Boys yet. I can't wait. Yeah, Penn, the one that dropped yesterday is a really fucking disturbing episode. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really disturbing, yet arousing as well, but mostly disturbing. I would say about 15% arousing and 95% disturbing. Yes, I know that does not add up to 100%, but yeah. 80% of the time it works 120% of the time. Yeah. So, with that said, Penn says I may have to pull an all-nighter and catch up if the internet stays up. You only have 4 episodes, Penn. It's not too bad. It's 4 hours worth of programming. It's not too bad. Could be worse. They don't have, the entire season hasn't dropped, much to the whiners' chagrin about all of that. And oh my god, they haven't dropped the entire season. My life is ruined. I have to go outside. The sun. Well, here the sun is covered over by smoke, but still. The smoke. Yeah. You have other shows to watch too? Yeah. I know, Penn. I know how it is. Trust me, I know how it is. Cordell says first 2 are just all right, then the third and the fourth are awesome. You're talking about The Boys, yes. Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's a good assessment on that. Yeah. and live streams to watch. Uh, yeah. The episodes are very long, over 60 minutes. Yeah, well, no, yesterday's was only 49 minutes, if I remember correctly. The only reason why I know that because I was, scanning I'd watched it twice. The 3rd time I was scanning through it for different things, and I that's why I know it's 49 minutes long. Yeah. Hey, Viking bitch. I'm just getting ready to leave. You came in just in time. But you get to see my awesome, Venture Brothers shirt there, see? There you go. Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks everybody who joined me today in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Take a look at the video if you're still on the fence about subscribing. Hit the bell if you want to know when I'm be on live again next. Go to suspendedfanimation.com for the schedule and all the links to my social media and all the other links that are out there. I'm going to let you guys go for the day. So thanks, everybody. Remember, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, AT&T might find a way to take over your company too and try and downsize everything because they went too far into debt and are now trying to clean up their own mess, and it's all their own fault. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for both Raised by Wolves and Lovecraft Country. Until then, be safe, take care, be well, and I'll see you then. Thanks, everybody. Bye.